to create the finest vitamins and supplements in the world, and he did it. Not relying on anything that was fake or artificial, fillers or binders, all real, all genuine, and all pure from a solar-powered facility in Henderson, Nevada. And today on HSN, Andrew Lessman is our #1 highest reviewed brand, with so many of us, me included, who love his products. Just today, I thought about Andrew as I took my Essential One, which we'll also be doing, I believe, later in the show. I'm really thrilled that Andrew could be here tonight through Skype to talk to us and share messages of well-being, things that we should know and certainly want to know, things that we can do to help take care of ourselves in these crazy, crazy times. Is Andrew there via Skype? He is. Andrew, sir, how are you?
I'm great. I can't see you. I guess my computer's over there, but there's a little delay on that. I'm great. How are you, Adam, under the circumstances?
And indeed, before I forget, Andrew, I must just say, Kathy Levine says hi. She sends her regards. She says she remembers you when you were just a wee pup.
Oh, I fondly remember, Kathy. We had some great times at QVC. We really did.
Well, Andrew, these are interesting times that we're in. I've been talking about you all night because, you know, you had some wonderful wise words for us all, and I really appreciate you spending some time. Health and well-being is on the top of our mind right now.
Absolutely. And there's a lot of things we can do. And those things that we can do mostly pertain to how we conduct ourselves as individuals. And we just want to be as intelligent as we can, follow the guidance that we're hearing. And truly, if we want to stop the spread of this virus, it involves our contacts with others. This virus needs us to spread. It has a relationship developed with us over hundreds of thousands of years, viruses and bacteria. So we play an important role. We don't have to point fingers at the government or anyone else. It's up to us now to do our very best to stem the tide here and to make a change. And we can. I mean, this is something that we tend to be infected with it for a period of weeks. So to the extent we could behave well for several weeks or a couple of months, that can have an enormous impact on our collective experience. So it's up to all of us as individuals to make the right decisions.
Well, Andrew, obviously with so much on our minds, you know, it can be hard to get to sleep at night because our brain just keeps working over and over and over again. I was thrilled that we're starting with our nighttime.
Yeah, I mean, the reaction is very fascinating. We see people, and I'll go out and I'll exercise and things, and I'll see people around me, and some people you can tell they're frightened, other people are anxious, and other people are angry, and still others find a way to be happy throughout it all. So the mix of emotions is incredible, and I think when we're highly emotional, sleep tends to be one of the first things that suffers. And there is nothing more important for our immune system than quality sleep. That's where our body repairs itself. That's what our immune system can really do the work we need to have it do on our behalf. So this is something that's been requested a great deal. Our nighttime is a natural sleep product. It's not habit forming. There's not going to be a hangover the next day. So it's a product that gives a natural response. It's sort of a calming, relaxing product rather than something that knocks you out. It still allows you to be in charge of your sleep process and not some drug.
There's 1,000 5-star reviews as well, which is wonderful, and the pricing is sensational at the moment. It's a special purchase with free shipping. There's a 60, a 180, or a 360. There is no morning hangover, which is important. You don't feel kind of sluggish the next day, right, Andrew?
It's designed to be mild, gentle. It's designed to support our ability to go to sleep. And that's often, at times like this, that's often what we suffer from. I mean, we can't shut our brains off, our minds are too active. So, and oftentimes it's as simple as just breathing, you know, taking a deep breath in and releasing that breath and making sure it takes even longer to release that breath as it did to take it in, and just finding relaxing habits, a little sleep hygiene, avoiding caffeine later in the day. A cooler room is always a better room to get quality sleep in. So there's a number of things. If you went online and looked up sleep hygiene, really important, because there's some basic things that most of us are forgotten when it comes to a quality night's sleep. And as I said before, the top of pretty much anyone's list when you're looking at immune system function, which is very important to us all now, is making sure we get adequate sleep and quality adequate sleep.
Well, there's a lot certainly to share with you in this hour. I know coming up we'll talk Essential 1 and CoQ10, giving you a great opportunity to get some of Andrew's most important products, certainly that get a lot of requests. Something that is really important is a healthy bone, a healthy skeleton. Andrew's calcium magnesium is truly one of those that changes your thoughts and impressions on other calcium magnesium supplements that you may have tried. Not always the best experience, Andrew. You managed to create one that is mild and easy to swallow with no stomach upset.
Yeah, most calcium products are extremely unpleasant. They're minerals compressed into a big tablet. So you're basically, minerals in a tablet are basically rocks. So swallowing rocks is never a pleasant process. And the reason why I figured it was appropriate to speak about this after nighttime is for many folks, and for most of us in general, calcium and magnesium tend to be really soothing, relaxing minerals. They tend to also help us when it comes to, say, muscle spasms and the things that might be cramping and things that can happen at night. So calcium and magnesium, not only are they essential minerals for our skeleton, absolutely essential for a healthy skeleton, but also in terms of relaxation, it's just a simple, mild product to support relaxation. So I thought it was appropriate to follow our nighttime because, again, a lot of us are struggling with sleep. I know same that goes for Muriel and me. It's one of those things, the energy in the world and the environment is palpable. I think we need to cut ourselves off from news. We need to watch the news responsibly because it's just such a source of stress and anxiety and negativity. We need to know what's going on in the world, and we want to learn and be responsible. But it's also important to be responsible to our stress level, our anxiety level, and there's no human being I know of who could watch what's going on any of these news channels and be relaxed. So try to, you're watching HSN now. This is supposed to be a relaxing, soothing hour that's all about you and learning what you could do about your well-being. In fact, there's something I wanted to share. Everybody I know, they seem to think that the only way they could disinfect their hands is with those chemical-laden disinfecting washes or those alcohol washes. In fact, what does a doctor, a surgeon do before surgery? Washes their hands with water, soap and water. The best way to disinfect your hands is soap and water, not the chemicals. When will a doctor use those, say, alcohol rinses or things like that? It's before they might go into an examining room or something like that because water isn't readily available. But soap and water, Mother Nature, in fact, plants, for millions of years, plants secrete substances that are kind of like soap, surfactants. And those substances break down the exterior of viruses, the exterior of bacteria. So again, when we use soap and water, we're taking advantage of one of the most basic blueprints from Mother Nature in terms of removing the bacteria and viruses from our skin. And whether it's bar soap, I happen to like bars of soap better because when you use soap from a dispenser, generally you're having to touch the dispenser and things, whereas the bar of soap itself, the water and soap tends to be naturally disinfecting. I know we're not talking about any of the products on the screen probably, but I just thought it's important that everyone know that soap and water is the best way to go.
Andrew, I appreciate it. I know our audience appreciates it. It's what matters the most, and we're grateful. I want to quickly let everyone know that vitamin K2 MK7 is available. And Andrew, just for the few moments that we have, you caught my attention with this earlier this year or last year when you said it was one of the most important vitamins that you could supplement. Can we just elaborate on that for anybody tuning in for the first time?
Well, in terms of aging, in terms of our optimum or maximum lifespan, we really want to maintain healthy, flexible arteries. And the only nutritional supplement that I'm aware of that has direct scientific and clinical evidence about arterial flexibility and arterial resilience is vitamin K2 MK7. All of us are getting calcium and must have it, whether it's from a supplement, whether it's from our diet. And if you're taking in calcium, vitamin K2 MK7 makes sure it goes to the sites it's supposed to go, and it doesn't go to, say, our artery walls where it might cause calcification. So that's why vitamin K2 MK7 is probably the most misunderstood, or not even, most people are oblivious to the benefits of vitamin K2 MK7. They're aware of, say, vitamin K1, which is all about clotting, but not vitamin K2. I'm not sure if you're catching in the screen here, Marcel, can we see him now?
Is he, can we see where? Oh, there he's in the background. Is that Lincoln's climbing on the sofa, Andrew? He's photobombing the shot.
And then Linky's behind us.
I love it.
Marcel's right here. So.
Oh my gosh, it's wonderful. Well, we're going to head over to this
certainly
next
makes
one.
it better when we're sort of cooped up at home.
Yes.
Only time we get to go outside is exercise. Our dogs make it just such a pleasure. They're the best.
They're a comforting source, that's for sure. Well, you just said it, Andrew. Many of us might not be going out as much as we were. It's important we still continue to get, adequate amount of vitamin D, right?
Yep. And vitamin D. They're going to get all worked out. Marcel was growling at me because I stopped playing with him. I stopped holding him. So, and Muriel just grabbed him. But vitamin D, as I said, we'll talk about Essential One in a moment. And this, I just thought I'd mention the vitamin D in case folks want just standalone vitamin D on its own, obviously very affordable. But vitamin D, I usually place it on top of vitamin C. When it comes to nutrients that support our immune system, we all know how important vitamin C is, which should give you a sense of how important vitamin D is, because I think vitamin D is even more important than vitamin C to healthy immune system function. And you don't have to look very hard in terms of clinical research or clinical studies to find ample support for that proposition. So, and of course, all of my products are on extra special pricing. We'll have our Essential One still at its today's special pricing. So we're making sure if you need to get anything or everything, that we're having special pricing from the last visit, which was over a week ago, to our next visit, which is in a few weeks. We make sure that the extra special pricing is, during this sort of extraordinary time, I wanted to make sure that everyone was getting their vitamins as affordably as possible. And
we do appreciate it so much. The vitamin D3, just so you know, highly reviewed. I mean, we're looking at 1,700 five-star reviews. The pricing, to Andrew's point, 60, 180 through to 360 capsules. And Andrew, I can choose, correct, between the different, it's either 1,002 or 3,000?
You can choose whichever potency you want. They're all the same price. So you're not penalized for whatever potency you choose. So whether you're choosing a 3,000 IU vitamin D3, and it's important to know that if someone is overweight or obese, your vitamin D is going to be sort of sequestered and trapped to some extent in your body fat. So you'll need to have higher levels you'll need to consume more to achieve your healthy blood levels as you would have taken, say, if you were at your ideal body weight. So it's just something to know in terms of vitamin D3. That generally doesn't apply to most nutrients that you need to take more. It does apply to vitamin D3.
So if you'd like to order, I'll read just 2 reviews because there's a lot of fabulous reviews on this. And just to answer a couple questions coming through, we are going to be doing Essential One shortly, and CoQ10 is coming up as well. This is a review from Kiana in Texas. The last time I went to my doctor, he jokingly said that I was one of only 3 of his patients that are not vitamin D3 deficient. I don't know what the other 2 are taking, but I take 2 capsules of vitamin D3 2000 IU each day. The price of vitamin D3 is so reasonable, just about anyone can afford to get it. And then one more, this time from Paula in Colorado. My D3 levels are back to normal. My vitamin D3 levels per my blood test were down. Finally, a product I can get behind, and my levels are back to normal. I trust Andrew and his team. I purchase all my vitamins from him, and after years of research and trust, I am getting the best product. Andrew, maybe this is just a good moment to just reiterate to everybody, your products are made to the highest possible standard, way and above those that we typically find in regular stores.
Well, unfortunately, most of the products in regular stores are not made by the company that actually sells them. They're made by contract manufacturers. We make everything, because when I decided to do this, frankly, I wished I didn't have to invest in manufacturing. But the only way to have products that were 100% pure and additive-free was if we had our own factory. So all of the products that we offer, every single one of them, we add no manufacturing additives, no lubricants, no flowing agents, nothing at all. It's just the ingredients that you want in the product. So when you get your vitamin D, that's what you get. You're not getting any of the other potential allergens and additives and excipients, just simply garbage that we don't need. We want the vitamins, we want the nutrients, that's the product that we're getting. We choose it for that specific ingredient. We don't choose it because of the additives. I always jokingly say, if you went to your favorite restaurant well, we can't go anymore, at least out here. But and they brought you your food with additives on it, you'd send it back. Right. We should do the same with vitamins. We deserve vitamins that are pure. And with my vitamins, despite the quality, the purity, the quality of the ingredients that we use that are unique from the quality of ingredients you see in the stores, my vitamins, if you look at the price, in most cases, they're pennies a capsule.
Yes, yes.
So when you look at vitamin D, I think it's less than a dime a capsule.
Andrew, I was excited to see that you'd put theanine in the lineup this evening, right. One of the new selections.
And theanine is a product that it's sort of one of those good timing events, because theanine is something in terms of really relaxation.
Yes.
I have some tea here. It's the time of day where I'm drinking chamomile and mint tea. Earlier in the day, I'll have green tea with a little mint tea. But as I mentioned last weekend, I'm someone that I don't tolerate the caffeine in coffee well. If I'm going to have sort of an espresso, it's typically decaf. If I have an espresso that's caffeinated before I exercise, I make sure that I have theanine or I have green tea, because I could drink multiple times more caffeine in green tea with no effect, whereas in coffee, it will have an uncomfortable impact. And the reason why is the theanine that's present in green tea. That is sort of the unique source of theanine. It's an amino acid, but it's not a structural amino acid that we find in protein. And it's an amino acid that goes directly to the brain, can pass through the blood-brain barrier, and it delivers its wonderful, soothing, relaxing benefits. For a lot of folks, they'll take it during the day when they're dealing with stress or issues, worry. A lot of folks will take it later in the evening because they find it's a wonderful way to relax before they go to sleep. But either way, it's just a natural tool to give your body a chance to relax. And it's not something that knocks you out, because in fact, if you want to take something that helps you relax and focus if you have a difficult task in front of you, usually that's the last thing we do. With something that relaxes you, you read the warnings. Don't operate heavy equipment or motor vehicle if you're going to take this relaxing product. Just the contrary with theanine. That you'll tend to focus better. It tends to focus your attention while at the same time relaxing you. And that's been demonstrated in all sorts of studies monitoring brain function and brain waves while people were using it.
And you said timely, Andrew. I mean, it really is, because stress, as we all know, can really lead to just terrible situations when it comes to quality of life, sleep.
Stress is one of the worst things we could deal with in terms of our immune system. Worry, stress, I always say, and it was my grandma who told me this as a child, the single most wasted energy and activity is worry.
Yes.
It changes nothing. And now I know she's right. Science has validated the fact is not only is it a wasted activity, but it's unhealthy for us. And it adversely affects our immune system. It benefits nothing and no one. So to the extent that theanine can help us process things better, and again, it's all our thoughts. That two people could see the same situation and just have a different lens that they see it through, the exact same situation. One person might be worried and someone else might not. And that's why I was saying it's just interesting watching the reaction to what's going on in the world. Some people are anxious, others are angry, some are worried, some are relieved and relaxed. So it's what we choose. I mean, the world is definitely stressful now. So we need to, as best we can. I think the dogs are playing with their toys. They're feeling neglected.
Either that or you're squeaking, Andrew.
No, it's either that's probably Marcel or it might be Muriel, but I think it's Marcel. But again, it requires an effort. It's natural for human beings to worry. Our brain sort of has something called a negative bias, because that negative bias is what kept us alive for generations. But the world is just a much more challenging world than ever before. And in order for us to move through this world and not have this world kind of take advantage of us, we need to consciously manage and monitor our thinking. Good time to maybe start meditating. There's some great apps on our phones, our smartphones, that we can find for meditation, relaxation, or simply breathing. Some people call it prayer, others might call it meditation.
Well, I am really thrilled that we get to do what we're about to do. For every single person that missed Andrew's Today's Special on Essential One, Andrew and the team are making it available at the same Today's Special pricing. For many, many, many of us, this is the foundation, the base product that we take from Andrew. It is the best multivitamin in the world, and that's not my opinion, that's fact. If you look side by side at all the multivitamins, like we did just a few days ago, Centrum, One A Day, Nature's Made, and you compare them to this, there is only one clear winner. So I just want to let everybody know, Essential One is a wonderful way to give your body the things that it craves and desires in one high potency capsule. They are doing this at the same price as the Today's Special, while obviously supplies last. It's 50, 100, 200, or 400 caps, normally $169.90. Today it's $79.90. That saves you $90. And since you'll be taking one per day, that's obviously a fabulous way to go. Andrew, you know my thoughts and feelings on this. I could talk about this with you forever and a day. I love this product. I took mine today like I do every day.
As did I. And again, less than 20 cents a capsule. And to give you a sense of the value here, we were talking about vitamin D before. You're effectively getting 400 capsules of 2,000 IU vitamin D3, 400 capsules of 250 microgram vitamin B12, and you go on and on. Lutein, lycopene, zeaxanthin, not present in any of the leading multivitamins. It's a small, easy to swallow capsule. No matter how sensitive your stomach might be, if you have issues like GERD, I designed this product for folks like you. What good is a product that only most people could tolerate? I needed to make a product that everyone could tolerate, not just tolerate, but enjoy. So it delivers the levels you need in the forms. I mean, none of the leading multivitamins have 5-MTHF, 5-methyl tetrahydrofolate, a special form of folic acid, because many of us, including me, can't metabolize folic acid, and it's a critical vitamin. And with our folic acid in this product, you don't have to metabolize it. It's in its active form. The same with our vitamin B12, it's in its active form. So there's no value that compares, and unlike typical multivitamins that give you minimum amounts of the nutrients, we make sure we give you separate levels. So you wouldn't need to get at 2,000 IU for most people, that's their vitamin D3 that they need.
Right.
I take 4,000 IU a day, but some people at 1,000, 2,000 IU, this is an incredible formula providing 2,000 because they might just take 1,000 or 2,000 daily. So it's an incredible value. It will never upset your stomach. It delivers all of the nutrients you want, and it delivers them in the forms and at the potency that you require.
And just so everybody can see, I'm showcasing here the value. If you go for the larger 400 capsule, I mean, to Andrew's point, vitamin B12 is normally $77, vitamin D3 normally $72, the calcium $44, the vitamin C $28, the magnesium $26.50. So your total pricing is $247, right? For those 5 separates, we're at $79.90. And incidentally, for those of you who are looking on, I told this story earlier. I was at the hairdressers and we were talking about vitamins. I said, look, if you're taking a multivitamin that is a rock like this, I mean, even if you start here, if your multivitamin looks like this, it's already nowhere near as good as Andrew's, because the vitamin that Andrew's sending you, the multivitamin, is a capsule. These, Andrew, these are rocks.
And literally rocks, and it's no wonder people have terrible experiences swallowing them, and then with what they do to their digestive system afterwards. We wouldn't normally choose to swallow rocks, and since most of a multivitamin, multimineral by weight are going to be minerals, you're swallowing rocks. And why would you take a wonderful free-flowing powder that's easy to digest, that goes into solution quickly, and the only way something absorbs is if it's dissolved? Why would you take something that's been compressed into a rock and therefore difficult to go into solution and difficult to absorb? It's counterintuitive, it makes no sense at all. And again, for ours, we don't have time to read all the reviews. Right. The more research you do, the more you realize not only is this superior quality, but it's a better value. And it's also going to be delivering the levels that you want. So the more you learn, the more you realize this is head and shoulders beyond anything on the market. And this is also the first time that our Today Special should have been over more than a week ago. Yeah. And we kept it going because, as I said before, extraordinary times, it's extraordinary measures. So we're maintaining our Today Special pricing. Hopefully, we're going to be able to maintain the inventory on this to last a bit longer, because really, when it comes to our immune system, There's no magic nutritional dietary supplement. But to the extent our diet is really a tremendously important factor in terms of our health and our immune system, then the vitamins and minerals in our diet are exactly what we need to focus on. And most of us, especially now, we're having challenges finding all the normal foods, the healthy foods we want. So a vitamin mineral supplement, you know, the journals, the medical journals say how important it is all the time. That importance just was underscored, and there's an exclamation point after it, because it's critical now with challenges in getting the foods that we want, the nutritious foods we need.
Just to reiterate, this is a Today's Special Encore. I've never seen this done before with Andrew. The Today's Special pricing is the same for the Encore, but only while we have the availability. I'm excited that the team were able to make this happen. If you want to go for the largest size, it's $79.90, the same or less probably, most likely, than you're paying now for your multivitamin, which is not as good. That saves you $90 there. If you were only to buy one product from us today, one multivitamin or supplement, I mean, I would always recommend this. Andrew, would you agree?
Oh, of course, that if you're going to start somewhere, and again, this is just a reminder of how important things are. I would say this all the time. I would say this for 30 years on television, that the foundational supplement is your daily multivitamin, multimineral. And I think so many of us now realize that that's exactly what we need to focus on to the best we can. I mean, we're noticing now that grocery stores are a little bit more accessible in terms of all the different nutritious foods we want. But a vitamin mineral supplement is just foundational sound nutrition. Vitamin D, vitamin C, the full B complex, a special form of B12, a special form of folate, a special form of vitamin C. So all of these things are critically important to every system in our body. And I guess if there's a silver lining now, perhaps it's getting us to focus on things that are critical for our health and well-being. The one thing I wish for is that we retain that focus once the urgency dissipates. And a lot of times, once that emergency situation disappears, we forget the sort of the promises we make to ourselves to be healthier, to do things better. So hopefully we retain that focus afterwards.
Well, as we move along in this special hour, this special presentation with Andrew joining us live via Skype with Marcel and Lincoln and Muriel as well. The whole family's here. Next up, we're going to talk about our legs, circulation, veins. We're going to talk about the appearance and the feeling that can often drag us down. This is one of Andrew's hero products. You're the guys that made this Heroes with 2,400 reviews. It is a beloved product, Andrew, that genuinely changes lives, certainly day in and day out.
It's on, when you read the reviews, I think more people refer to this as their desert island product than any other product. And when it comes to circulation vein support, especially so many of us, our normal exercise, our normal routines, the gyms are closed. I mean, it's difficult for a lot of us around the country, and there's nothing that challenges our circulation more than being sedentary. So this is a product that really tends to be exceptional when it comes to our not being active. And when we're not active, we're not stimulating the musculature or the blood vessels in our legs. And all those things that happen when we do that, the tingling, the swelling of the veins and blood vessels, their appearance changes, the discomfort. So again, our circulation vein support, it's a product that has thousands and thousands of reviews. And I think about 85% of them are perfect 5-star reviews for this product.
It's true, Andrew, they really are. And just to read a couple of them, which are out here, to give you an idea at home what people are saying. Amazing. Thank you, Andrew. This has helped me tremendously, and I will never be without it. I have several issues, and your vitamins have truly made a huge difference in how I feel. I take this and several of your other vitamins to help my body and bones. Your vitamins have changed my life. I've never felt better. Thank you. You are amazing. I agree with that. Last one, no more jittery, jumpy legs. I've been taking Andrew Lessman's circulation and vein support for 5 years, and I'm very pleased with the results achieved. Some evenings I just had to get up from my chair or the couch and go to bed because my legs were so jumpy. That feeling is gone now. Taking this product, I love that Andrew's products contain exactly what you need. The purest of product with no fillers. Thank you, Andrew, for dedicating your life to better hours. That's a wonderful, wonderful way to put it, because Andrew, that's what you have dedicated your career to, truly bringing to us the finest vitamins and supplements that could be feasibly made.
Oh, it's my life. I've been doing this. I started the company 40 years ago, over 40 years ago, 41 years. So it's something that is my life. I've spent 2/3 of my life doing this. And it's all science-based, but we never forget the lessons of Mother Nature along the way. I mean, our formulation team, the folks who formulate our product, that's all the science out there and Mother Nature, and then your reviews, because we make products to make sure that they're perfectly reviewed, like the circulation vein product. And whether we realize it or not, as we get older, the circulation and the veins in our legs are going to change, and not for the better, and usually not for our better comfort either. And this is just a product that makes a profound difference, and for most folks, a difference they never dreamed possible. Also, we've dramatically reformulated it, and now it's always been a 2-capsule-a-day product. It still is, but for many people, if cost is an obstacle, I think the new formula for many folks will work as a single capsule formula. It's always my goal, as you know, Adam, to just make our products more and more affordable. In fact, this product today is more affordable today than when I introduced it originally almost 30 years ago. It's higher potency, and it's a lower cost today than it was 30 years ago.
Just $89.90 for the largest size, and of course, all the special pricing continues with the free shipping and the FlexPay to go along with it. So we're making things affordable. FlexPay is no cost to you, remember. There is no fee or penalty for taking advantage of that. Let's move on to digestion, immune support, so much that you benefit from with Ultimate Friendly Flora. This is another one that I take regularly, every single day, never ever without it. 25 billion potency. Andrew, this is, you turned me onto this a couple of years ago and I've never looked back. We've talked before about digestive issues. This to me is a support product that I absolutely need.
And what I always emphasize, and it's long before anybody else did, that our microbiome in our body, it's not just digestion. So the probiotic organisms in our body, that microbiome as we call it, that's far more than digestion. It has an intimate relationship with our brain and how our brain functions. It is an essential part of our immune system. This is another product that I've resisted the temptation to air because we're going through these things too quickly. In a moment, I will only mention our immune factors, which we're getting in more supply on that. I'll only mention our vitamin C and then mention our vitamin C with B complex, because for a couple of reasons, I really don't want to be talking about these products in terms of what's going on in the world right now. It's just important to support our body and the systems that are part of our immune system. There's no arguing with the fact that our microbiome and those organisms are a critical part of our immune system. What's interesting, we have 100 trillion organisms in our microbiome. That's more cells than we have in our body.
Right. They
have more genetic material than we have genetic material in our body. And even an interesting study I read recently was the genetic material in those microorganisms gives us more insight into our health and well-being and longevity than our own genetic material. So they are incredibly important for our digestion, the functioning of our digestive system, but truly important for our immune system, truly important for what they call the gut-brain axis, how our brain functions. Most people don't realize serotonin, critical neurotransmitter, 80 to 90% of it is made where? In our gut. So again, it's critically important to any sensible approach to supporting a healthy immune system. In fact, supporting every system in our body.
Here's what a couple people are saying about it. When it comes to this product from Andrew, again, many reviews. You could spend all night reading them. This one, can't live without this. I absolutely can't live without Ultimate Friendly Flora. I've been taking this since 2015 and have not had any stomach issues since. I was always bloated, could not eat certain things, and always felt awful. I went through many tests on my constant bloating and upset stomach, and they could not find anything wrong. I started taking this and haven't had a problem since. I ran out last year during a move and had to wait to order. I went about 2 weeks without it and had issues starting to come back. I will never be without it again. I bought enough to last 2 years. Thank you, Andrew, for such a great product, along with the many other vitamins that you take. Then last one, the best probiotic. I just received this bottle shortly after Andrew Lessman's recent airing. This is the best probiotic out there on the market. I just visited my doctor again and he took another scraping and viewed it under the microscope. He said he saw very good germs. He is always impressed with the good germs. He only says this when I'm using this product. I ordered him a small bottle as a Christmas present. Thank you for such a good product. That's Marie in Illinois. Andrew, people tell friends and family. It's word of mouth with your vitamins. I promise you, everybody tells everyone.
Well, actually, that it has to be word of mouth because my advertising budget is that. So, you know, certainly having an opportunity to be at HSN and QVC, it gives me an opportunity, it gives me a platform to talk about my products. But we rely, and I've always relied on our growth being word of mouth. That if we make a product that provides a great experience, people are never shy about sharing their great experiences. They're also not shy about sharing their bad experiences, especially if I make a product that's less than perfect. But unlike most companies, if I make a product that's less than perfect, I can't make that product disappear and come back better too quickly. I'm someone who, my goal is perfect reviews because then that's my report card. That's how I know I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing and doing it well, because these products are only designed to work for you. They're not designed to satisfy anybody else but you. And unlike other companies, we make everything ourselves. We make everything ourselves for you. We're going quite crazy right now, trying to keep up with you and trying to keep up with our ability to handle things with the supply chain that's kind of disrupted. But we started working on this back in January, so I think we're still hanging in there pretty well.
Andrew, we're going to do a quick fire round of 2 or 3 of the very in-demand products that a lot of people have been asking about. We're going to start with immune factors. We are on wait list for the larger size, and we only have about 900 left in total. Free shipping and handling, helping to support the immune system and natural defenses. Needless to say, Andrew, I know you've been bombarded with questions about this as well at this moment in time.
And we haven't featured this product at all. The most we've talked about it is 1 minute, and that's how much I'll spend on it right now. It really sells itself. It's a very straightforward approach to immune support. And again, that's what this time is all about. It's not finding some magical, heroic vitamin supplement. All we can do is go with the time-tested ingredients that support the tool that we have in our body, our immune system. So obviously this contains vitamin C, B-complex, echinacea, golden seal, astragalus. Those are the key ingredients that support a healthy immune system. So again, there's no magic dietary supplement that we can rely on. We have to make sure that we're doing all those things correctly that I've emphasized for days and days and months or years. In fact, our winter special, I was talking about keeping our mucous membranes moist during our winter special. Started talking about that back in November. So hydration is critical. To the extent we keep our mucous membranes healthy, that enables our body to do a better job protecting ourselves. So our doctors always say, drink plenty of water, drink plenty of fluids. That's what we need to do. We need to hydrate well, we need to sleep well, we need to eat well, and we need to supplement intelligently. There's no magical supplement out there. I see all the crazy claims out on the internet, and I wish they were true. But all we can do is intelligently support ourselves and our immune system.
Well, that is your immune factors. Again, we are on wait list for the larger size, but we still have the 180 available. It is available at this moment. Vitamin C, we're going to talk about this briefly. Andrew, a lot of people buying vitamin C products at the moment that are very, very expensive. Your vitamin C is a whole different ballgame.
Well, a lot of them are buying those very expensive drinks. And those drinks contain a lot of calories. They contain sugar. Sugar, to my mind, is not a good friend to a healthy immune system. They also contain a whole range of additives. They also deliver generally 1,000 milligrams. If you're going to use those drinks, cut it in half and split up the dose. Delivering more than 500 milligrams of vitamin C at one time is not in your best interest. If you want to absorb it most effectively, deliver 500 milligrams at a time. And also realize, as you establish a healthy vitamin C status in your body's intelligent. Your body adapts to that. And your body absorbs vitamin C less efficiently the more you have. So the less you need it, the more your body decides not to absorb it. So delivering 500 milligrams at a time optimizes it. I see, some people want to take 5,000, 10,000 milligrams a day. All that would mean is you're spending more money needlessly, to my mind. I think a proper amount daily, take at least a few hundred milligrams a day, but I don't see the benefits to taking more than 3,000 milligrams. And frankly, personally, I take 500 to 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C a day, and that's it. And I take no more today than I take normally, because I'm always trying to support a healthy immune system. So I'm not changing anything right now.
And then, Andrew, just about 30 seconds, the other vitamin C we have is the one with the B complex, correct?
Same exact product. All we do is add a full B complex. Some folks look at their vitamin C and B complex together as sort of these stress nutrients that under stress they deplete rapidly. This is true. So we made a version of our vitamin C, which was our original immune system product. Our original immune factors going back 40 years was vitamin C with B complex. It was this product, and we called it Vital Life Factors. Some of you who remember me from QVC 30 years ago probably remember it. So this is going back sort of the time machine here.
Well, it is available for you, the vitamin C B complex, the immune factor to help support our immune system, and the classic vitamin C. So please place your orders on those. Still to come, a sneak peek at our CoQ10 in a high and heavy demand that's on the way. We want to spend a couple moments here on Andrew's gluten-free, all-organic, amazing ultimate oatmeal that is delicious, and Andrew, oh so healthy for you.
Yeah, wow, I have to lift this. Whoa. This probably weighs 15 pounds. Muriel,
the one for you.
she made this incredible, is this apple blueberry crumble?
Yeah.
And it's a crumble. It's nuts and oats on the top. It's unbelievable. Oh, so I have my own little bowl. So, but I mean, so we've been, as I said when I was traveling the other day, and everyone was saying, what are you going to do if the grocery stores are closed and things like that? I said, well, I'll just eat oatmeal and oat bran all the time. So I love oats, complete protein, probably the most protein-rich grain. Ours is organic. Ours delivers the ability to lower cholesterol. All oats are heart healthy. Ours are incredibly healthy. I know Muriel made, I'll show it in a second.
Making us jealous, Andrew.
Yeah, a little bit. But Muriel also made, again, using oats, she made her
Chicken Milanese.
chicken Milanese.
Wow.
So, and it smells so good. So she made that as well. But the oats, she has all sorts of recipes. Her turkey meatballs, I just love. Oh, wow, this is good. So they're incredible. But even just having a bowl of oatmeal in the morning, most people think, oh, if I have my oats every morning, maybe I'll get 3-4% reduction in cholesterol, LDL cholesterol. That would be fantastic. With ours, expect more like 15 or 20% reduction in total cholesterol and LDL cholesterol. There's nothing like our oats in terms of heart health. Also, if you're having challenges getting things from your grocery store now, the staple products like oat bran and oatmeal are a little bit hard to find. We have ample amounts of the world's heart healthiest, most delicious, creamiest, freshest, organic, gluten-free, most oats are not gluten-free in the world available.
And it is available on special pricing, 30, 60, 90, or a 180 serving, free shipping and flex pay. CoQ10 is coming up, as well as alpha-lipoic acid and some more. But Andrew just mentioned something. Many of us want to, be at home. We're self-quarantining. We're staying indoors, not always wanting to go out to the grocery store. A great opportunity to get Secure Meal Replacement, the most nutritious and delicious meal replacement in the world, with as little as 63 calories. You're looking at something that is awesome and works. Over 3,000 five-star reviews. Andrew, do we have some of the pina colada available as well as all the flavors? I'm excited if we do.
We have all the flavors, including everyone's new favorite, the pina colada, which is incredible. It's delicious. So all of the flavors are available. It's 63 calories, and it's incredibly nutritious. So it's an opportunity to perhaps establish some good habits during what is, for most people right now, quite a difficult time. So it's also a way to ensure that you have the food at your house, because for a lot of us, it's unwise to go out. I mean, I just drop some food out of my mom's house yesterday.
Yeah.
So for a lot of us, it might not be a good idea to expose ourselves to crowds and things, depending on where you might live in the country. So you don't want to be frantic about this. The only thing, as they say, to fear is fear itself. So we just want to make good decisions. And it's always, at this time, it's nice to be able to get the meals delivered directly to you. You won't find a meal replacement that's more nutritious. You won't find a meal replacement that delivers beyond good nutrition, better taste, lower calories. And this is something that when I first introduced this, when I talk about a product that got bad reviews, Secure. When I introduced Secure, it had all the science and technology. I didn't invest in flavor. I just didn't think it was important. I've learned from all of you out there that flavor is more important than anything. Yes, you want the benefits and the nutrition, but you're not going to use them unless you can enjoy them. So I had to invest in flavor, and I figured I'd go to the experts on flavor. I went to the folks who made the flavors for all the fast food restaurants we know and their shakes. So when you taste these, if they taste familiar, there's a good reason. The only reason other meal replacements don't taste like this is that investment in flavor is expensive. In fact, it's the most expensive component in all of these beverages. No matter how high quality the protein and the vitamins and the minerals it contains, the biggest investment to make this incredible is flavor.
Chocolate, coffee, vanilla, or my favorite, which is the pina colada, which is beyond words. I was just drinking some of the chocolate because it is like Andrew said, it's like you're at your favorite place having the best milkshake in the world ever. The flavor is what drives you to keep wanting to drink it because it is so delicious and nutritious. So it's the best of all worlds. We might use this moment to take advantage of being indoors, maybe lean up a little bit, lose some weight. This is a fabulous way to do it. And it's also, a healthy way to do it. Andrew, so many of the different meal replacements that you find out there, they're full of interesting ingredients.
Although full of chemicals that I would never want to be consuming. And unfortunately, when it comes to what we're now dealing with, we're being less active. We're at home oftentimes now eating foods that tend to be kind of comfort foods, tend to be higher in calories. So the combination of not being able to be active, also eating foods that we wouldn't normally be eating in the same quantities, it's not going to be good for our waistline and our health. So having Secure around, and I never really thought of the name in terms of this, it gives you a secure food source at your house while this is all going on. But it's also one that will kind of shift things in a better direction in terms of supporting weight loss, supporting foods that are more less calorically dense, more nutrient dense. And that's always the hallmark of healthy foods, rich in nutrients, not rich in calories.
Well, the moment has arrived for CoQ10 and a sneak peek of what I believe is our monthly, yes it is, our monthly special coming up. I'm really thrilled that we get to share this with you. One that I swear by and live by. It's what certainly is my secret sauce. We're making this available a little bit early. Fantastic pricing on the finest CoQ10 product in the world today. Andrew, thank you for adding this into the show tonight. An amazing opportunity.
And what I decided to do a few days ago, we were observing that people were ordering CoQ10 at much higher levels than normal because of its role in the immune system, its role in every system, frankly. Because CoQ10 is essential for all energy production, what really determines to a large extent the efficiency of any system is its ability to produce and have available energy. So CoQ10 is something that folks were ordering in unexpectedly high numbers. So I decided to prematurely put it on its monthly special price. It wasn't supposed to start until April 1st, but we started it several days ago. So you're getting a great opportunity. And also, if you watched me talk about CoQ10 last year, I said that we were going to experience a significant increase in price in CoQ10. And in fact, the market price for CoQ10 has gone up about 500%.
Oh my gosh.
5 times. But talking about immune system, everyone out there is immune to that. So I'm hoping we're going to be able to keep our supply and hold our pricing at a good level until October, November, December this year, hopefully. Hopefully we don't run out of it prematurely, but if we do, we do. But I wanted to make sure that everybody who might want it now would be able to get it at the monthly special pricing.
Andrew, there's so much here, and I know we have a very short amount of time, but there's a lot of us who see CoQ10 available in every store in America, the big box stores as well. Can we just identify really, number one, what CoQ10 can do for you and how this really is different to some of those other mass-produced versions?
Well, what's interesting about CoQ10, I introduced CoQ10 in 1984, 36 years ago. So long before anyone else. CoQ10 is something that you've only sort of seen in stores for the last 10, 15 years at most, and most places the last 5 or 10 years. So it's something I've been very familiar with for 36 years. What we also learned with CoQ10 from the very start, yes, CoQ10 is sort of the leader in terms of the energy system of our body. It is responsible for the most critical transfer and transport of electrons that determines the energy we all possess. Every cell, every system, every tissue, every organ, CoQ10 is driving that transfer of electrons. But no matter how important CoQ10 is, it doesn't accomplish that work on its own. And that's the mistake that most products make. They think if they just deliver CoQ10, that's it, they're done. But they're not. And the reason why our CoQ10 product is so uniquely and almost unanimously positively reviewed, again, a product that positive reviews are over 95%, is specifically because we deliver our CoQ10 with the other nutrients necessary to support energy production in the body. And that's the central role. CoQ10 is also a powerful antioxidant, powerful protective compound, but most importantly, it drives the efficiency, the optimum efficiency of every system and every organ in our body, because energy is directly related to the efficiency of how all of those organs and tissues and systems can function.
Here's what a couple of reviews say, and again, there are 3,300 top line of ingredients with so many CoQ10. Oh, this is one of Andrew's charts, but with CoQ10 products on the market, this is the finest ingredients that doesn't upset your stomach and boosts your energy. I'm a customer for life. Thank you, Andrew, for educating us and bringing the finest products available to HSN. I swear by this supplement. I take this supplement every day and have my elderly mother taking it as well. My mother is on cardiac medication, so I make sure to buy this whenever it is available as a monthly special or today's special. Wonderful supplement if you are feeling sluggish and lethargic, and certainly many of us are. And if you look at the pricing with that in mind, really compelling, even though the cost has gone up so significantly, as Andrew mentioned, really affordable, especially when you compare it into the market. Andrew, I've never really seen this before. We've had to do this by hand with these special savings, but it's down to $99 on the larger size.
That was Colleen taking a page out of our president's playbook. I think she took a Sharpie and redid the chart there. So it's very fascinating that you chose to do that. But yes, at the last minute, I just thought this is such an important product. I thought that whatever we could do to make it even more affordable than its original monthly special price, we ought to do that. So that's why all of the pricing is lower. So we lowered the pricing on everything. And I'm just trying to support the ingredients that we all look at and rely on to support the various systems in our body, from our cardiovascular system that CoQ10 is obviously unmatched in terms of its critical importance, to every other system in our body. We're just trying at my company to make sure that we keep these products available to you. It's challenging right now. Yes. We're doing our best, and hopefully we manage to keep everything. And I'm hoping this is, as I keep saying, this too shall pass. We just need to be smart. That, as I was saying the other day, even certainly elderly and folks with comorbidities, underlying health factors, whether it's pulmonary issues, things with our lungs or heart or things like that, we have to be very careful. But what's even important, I think we're neglecting, if we're young and healthy and we have a strong immune system, we still are at risk, but we still can be the one who puts someone else at risk. So we have to not just think about ourselves and say, my immune system's strong, I'm not worried. But we have to realize that we might not even know it, and we could be placing someone else at risk. So it's really not just individual responsibility, but a case of social responsibility, because this is our opportunity individually to have an impact collectively. And if we want this to pass quickly, which it will indeed pass eventually, if we want it to pass quickly with less consequence and less fallout, then it's up to us as individuals to act as responsibly and intelligently as possible.
As you said to me, Andrew, last week, we will get through this, but we are all in it together. We all have to play our part.
We are. We're all connected. As much as we all think we're separated, and we look at other people and they're different, and we just think it's our world and other people sort of live in it. We are all connected, whether we realize it or not. We certainly are. And this is an example of not how separate we are from others, but look at what's going on in the world. This is affecting the entire planet, the entire world. So we have to be conscious that our own individual action does have an impact on others around us.
Well, Andrew, just a quick moment on our alpha-lipoic acid, which I'm thrilled is also on a special purchase price, antioxidant. In many ways, the ultimate antioxidant, correct?
And that's often what it's referred to as the master antioxidant, the universal antioxidant. Well, master antioxidant is really glutathione that we'll talk about in a moment.
Yes.
But alpha-lipoic acid has a unique property. Unlike CoQ10, that can only do its work in lipid-based tissues, fatty tissues, or vitamin C that does its work in an aqueous environment, a water-based environment. Say EGCG from, not green tea here, but normally green tea earlier in the day. That's a water-based aqueous antioxidant protective compound. Alpha-lipoic acid, it can do its work in the brain. It can do principally a lipid-based structure, the liver, a lipid-based structure. But it also can go into the cytosol of cells, the more aqueous part of cells, the water-based part of cells, and deliver its benefits. So alpha-lipoic acid, one of the most important attributes is it supports the production of something called glutathione. And only just a few days ago, we introduced our glutathione. And we'll talk about that in a moment. So we have both alpha-lipoic acid that supports glutathione production, among other things, and then we'll soon have glutathione as well.
And in fact, Andrew, we have our 3 or 4 minutes left in the show, and that is how we'll end it with our glutathione. This one I've never presented with you before. I'm intrigued to learn about it.
Because it didn't exist. We've been looking at this for decades. Obviously, we talk about glutathione when we talk about CoQ10 and we talk about alpha-lipoic acid. But there wasn't a reliable source of glutathione that could be tested and validated that when you took it orally, it actually increased your glutathione reserves. That was until now. So now there is a source that you can reliably increase your glutathione levels when you're taking glutathione orally. So this is an opportunity for the first time that we have validated and tested, and this is a product that delivers the benefits of glutathione. And when it comes to protective compounds inside every cell in your body, the one thing you could say without exception is the most important compound those cells rely on and those cells manufacture or rely on, say, the liver or other tissues to manufacture, is glutathione. Most important internal cellular protective compound is glutathione. In fact, virtually no cell could survive without it, and certainly the liver, the cells in the liver wouldn't survive long without glutathione because it is so critical to protecting them from the chemical consequences, the chemical fallout of their work.
Helping to give our body what it needs, certainly now more than ever as we focus in on our health and well-being. If you'd like to get glutathione, 30, 60, 120, or 240, fabulous savings. Obviously, you can see the savings increase the larger the size you go for. Andrew, it is a moment for us all to reflect on how we look after ourselves and how we treat our body, and I think to make the most of this time that we are spending at home.
Well, I think it's funny, we're going to be moving some of the things around the house here. I have some that we're going to have to create a little gym at the house that I think we should all make an effort that rather than, say, complaining or kind of ruining the situation we find ourselves in or regretting the situation we're in, just make the most of it. If you're well, then be grateful for the fact that you're well. Act responsibly as an individual to not, again, whether it's a bacteria or in this case a virus, they all rely on us to distribute them. A virus basically is some not very effective genetic material, normally just RNA, that relies on our cellular machinery to give life to it and to allow it to reproduce. So to the extent we don't facilitate its spread, then we eliminate that virus. So it's a patient process once it has a foothold. But we're intelligent enough, we're smart enough, we're disciplined enough, and hopefully as individuals we could act with a collective will that will be a will that's stronger than the will of that virus. So hopefully we find it within ourselves to act responsibly, follow all the wonderful recommendations that we're getting from local government and experts and physicians and doctors. And if we do that, I've said it before, this too shall pass. Yes. We shouldn't panic. Yes. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. If you're healthy and well, be grateful and follow all the recommendations so you and yours stay healthy and that we don't contribute to any further spread of this. It's going to get worse before it gets better,
right.
But there is light at the end of the tunnel.
Andrew, I want to thank you so much for spending some time with us. Our love and best wishes to everybody. Thank you again for all your kind and wise words.
All right. Thanks, Adam.
Thank you, Andrew. Stay well. Stay well. Thank you for being a part of our show. We pushed it right up to the final moment. Stay with us. More fun on HSN. Stay well, everybody. Thank you.
Hi, you're watching HSN, and I'm Suzanne Runyon. And every night here on the East Coast, we start and launch a brand new Today's Special. Tonight, what's it all about? Well, it's lovely. It's about something that'll make you smile every day. It's like collectible art. Stay with us.